I don't know if I should be Team Iron Man or Team Captain America. Oh my god. Don't sneak up on me like that. But because I have you here, let's talk about the sponsor of this here lovely Intoxicated podcast episode. That's right. I'm talking about CarterComics.com. Whether they be graded or raw, Carter Comics has it all. All you have to do is go to their website or their eBay page and put in the discount code that you can use over and over and over. Lovely. IMLOVELYIM to save 10% off your order. That is CarterComics.com, your one-stop shop for all comics needs. Previously on the lovely Intoxicated Men.
PX, it behooves me to tell you right here, right now, me, the leader of the LIM, hereby suspend you until further notice, until I can find a trustworthy consigliere who can back me up and make sure these belts are safe and make sure the good name of Chet Gunderson is not tarnished.
Who wants to be a consigliere? Yes, folks. I called my uncle Regis Gabagool, and he suggested that I hold a contest starting tonight and into the coming months to find the next consigliere of the lovely Intoxicated Men, because I can no longer trust PX. All right, folks, welcome back to Who Wants to Be a Consigliere. Contestant, are you ready? Okay, contestant, the question for you. What is Tony Gabagool's favorite condiment? That answer would be wrong. It is Jardinera. Now guess what this is here for? All the lovely Intoxicated Men will be searching high and low throughout the St. Joe's Park today. The LIM member who finds me pot of gold will be able to challenge for the LIM Beer Drinking Championship at any point in time within the next year.
I already searched all the trash cans, so we know it's not there, okay? It's not under this one. I tell you, it's like what? What is this? No, crazy. You gotta, I'm telling you, we're gonna find it.
Not this time, kid.
Following podcast has been recorded by LIM.
From taverns across Chicagoland to St. Joe's Park in Joliet to the world of podcasting, they're upholding the good name of Chet Gunderson and letting the old styles flow. They are the lovely Intoxicated Men. And this is the Lovely Intoxicated Podcast.
Spring break, all right? I'm tanned, I'm rested, and I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about spring break. Johnny boy, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. How are you doing?
Where are we spring breaking? That's the question, right?
We're spring breaking at St. Joe's Park on, April 12th. We got spring break.
Spring break forever, all right? I can't
Is this
wait.
the one if I take my shirt off, they give me beads? Or is that a different one?
I mean, you could always try it and see what happens.
Hell yeah. Look
I'd
out,
be-
Damien Saint. I'm going to show you my chest.
Damien Saint smiling at that comment, all right?
Yeah, look at him. That's a seduction face right there.
Sensual seduction.
Sensual saint, more like it,
What a guy. What a guy. But yeah, folks, we're here. We're on spring break. We're living it up. We're on the beaches in Joliet, Illinois. And the river is flowing behind these menacing gentlemen. We'll get to that match a little bit later on. Spring break is going to go down April 12th, St. Joe's Park. y'all know where to be. Rocket Pro Wrestling. All right. Make sure you wear your nice Hawaiian shirts. Okay. You got to be festive this time of year. Double J, you gonna wear a good Hawaiian shirt?
As any self-respecting fat guy would do, is wear a Hawaiian shirt.
All right, I can get down with that. It's my Sunday through Monday best. All right, or however
Hmm.
many days of the week there are. I flunked out of geometry, so we'll get into it. Then probably the first thing we should talk about is we have another IPW showcase that will be going on. Folks, you got to make sure you get there on time because these matches usually start at 4:30, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
IPW, for those that don't know, it's the Ileana Pro Wrestling. It's a really nice production. They're down in Richton Park, and we get to see some of their talent come over to Rocket Pro Wrestling. So, for instance, we got these two gentlemen are going to face off. We've got Morgan Taylor facing off against Psycho D'Angelo Steele.
Yeah, and this match, Gabagool, is going to be for the Route 33 open weight title, a company based out of West Virginia. Morgan Taylor is their current champion. He's labeled as the most gorgeous man in professional wrestling, which is a tall claim to fame when you've got fabulous Double J sitting right here with the luscious locks, but he's got a beard that I can't grow. So maybe if we combined, it might be something. But Morgan Taylor is a 9-year veteran with a more of a brawling kind of a style. Has wrestled in Emerge Pro Wrestling as well. He's currently in his title reign almost at a year as the Route 33 openweight champion and just got a very big personality. I mean, just look at that. Look at that guy with those sunglasses on. He's kind of looks like you, Gabagool, if you could grow a bigger beard and be in shape, you know? And then but for D'Angelo Steele, we've seen him before. We've seen how crazy he can be. But the biggest question here, Gabagool, is how will Rachel get involved?
Well, we've seen that Rachel gets into his head and he can hear Rachel. And I think Rachel will ultimately help D'Angelo Steele. She's going to guide him against this beautiful beast over here, right above me. Hey, how are you? I like your mullet. I believe he has a mullet.
It looks like a mullet.
Sure looks like it. Wish I had hair. But anyways, D'Angelo Steele, we've seen a lot of great things from him in the past. It's a treat to have him again in the IPW showcase. Last time we saw him was in that four corner scramble match.
Hmm.
And always impressive to see D'Angelo Steele, but maybe don't listen to Rachel as much.
Yeah, we shall see. But yeah, come out 4:30 at the pre-show for this IPW showcase, folks. You're not gonna want to miss it. What do we got on the
Yes.
first match of the match card here, Gabagool?
Well, yes, I just gonna hammer it in one more time. Make the effort to get there at 4:30 because if you're not there, you're missing out on even more action because this is an already stacked card. Double J, what do you hear? What do you say about this here match?
Yeah, we've got here an 8-man tag team match. We got Pizza and Beer with JVJ and Diesel Tracks taking on the Undeniable. And here Pizza and Beer are looking to make a point after the Undeniable tag team match back in March. They had that restarted and where they had just won the titles over Aaron Arsenal and Wade, but then Damian Saint comes out, restarts the match, and then they get the titles back. Like, so Pizza and Beer are looking to be aggressive and make a statement here. And they'll also be supported by friend Diesel Tracks and then JVJ, who's had his own run-ins so far with DeSafio and Razi, the Caribbean Cartel teaming up for the first time here in RPW. Um, and then there's also Kid Lat, who's lingering out there possibly somewhere in the crowd, flying above St. Joe's Park as superheroes do. He might get himself involved here as well. A lot of combustible elements here, Gabagool. A lot of
Absolutely. Do we break it down just a step further because we've got well, hell yeah for Diesel Track. Have you seen Diesel Tracks yet?
Oh yeah, you
He's
gotta
a
love
man.
Diesel Tracks.
He's the man, and to have him, he's a friend of Turtles. He's a friend of the LIM at any bar we see him at. There's a lot to break down. Like you said, you've got JVJ, and you've also got Joseph Von Jaeger and the Aztec Ammunition, Jesus DeSafio. A lot of bad blood between them and that inter-county championship. But also you throw Rozzy into the mix. Now I do like that you pointed out Kid Lat might be flying overhead in Joliet. You never
Yeah.
know.
You never know when he's gonna pop up.
We've also got all the drama with Maximus Orion and all the chaos he has caused throughout this season. A lot of bad blood again between him and Turtle. And then you throw in Mr. Suspenders,
That's true.
the paralegal eagle.
Yeah.
He is pretty cool though. I do like him. But you know, if I
Yeah.
ever get into one of those pinches again, he's the lawyer for me. But
Will he be able
yes,
to help them get the results they're looking for?
results with a Z is
Yeah.
not how you spell results, but they don't teach that in law school anymore.
No, no, they don't. They just teach you how to wear ugly ties and weird looking suspenders.
Double J, would you agree with me that Pizza and Beer is the hottest tag team in all Rocket Pro Wrestling history?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you hear the crowd when they come out, it goes it's they blow the roof off of St. Joe's Park every time.
Electrifying. Absolutely.
The most electrifying tag team in all of professional wrestling.
Pizza and Beer. That's the choice for me. I'm really excited for this. Like you said, there's a lot of combustible elements. If you had to pick a team that's going to win, who you picking?
Uh, Duh, it's pizza and beer with JVJ and the Diesel Tracks.
Yes, I'd have to agree with you. I think Diesel Tracks, he's going to tip the scale in their favor, right? This is the extra oomph that Pizza and Beer and JVJ need to take out the undesirables. Why haven't we been calling them that?
We have been.
We have?
Yeah, we've always called them the undesirables.
You gotta be shitting me. I just thought of that in the shower the other day. Yes,
Uh,
I think about the undeniable when I'm in the shower shampooing my hair, okay? How about another match, Maximus? You look real smug. I'm tired of looking at your little face there, buddy. We've
yeah,
got
next
plenty of matches.
we
Plenty.
got so many matches, 8 of them, in fact, 9 if you
Plenty.
count the pre-show. But
Well,
here
you
we
should
got
count the pre-show.
we always count the pre-show. But here we've got a nice submission match between the knockoff Wolverine weird guy Devin August and
Devin
the
April. Devin April.
oh, you're right. This is spring break is in April, so he's Devin April, and then he's going up against the viral Canadian Skylar Reed. After what happened back in March, it's we'll see what happens. Where Skylar stopped himself from hitting Devin with a chair, allowing Devin to take advantage and pick up the victory in that last match. So I have to ask, this month, will we see Skylar continue to hold back? He seemed like in your interview with him, he seemed to question his decision to hold back. And,
I
it,
must apologize to Skylar Reed because you brought up the interview. I did call you the viral Canadian sensation, but you are a sensation. Don't ever forget it, man. And you do have a ruthless nature, and I think you should unload on Devin August. Okay.
yeah. I mean, it just brings up the question that, those two in their separate promos that brought up is who is the Genetti of the Kings of the Six?
Yeah, and Double J, think about this. Both guys, Kings of the Six, they're from Canada. Think of all the great wrestlers from Canada throughout all the history of wrestling. And think of some of the greatest submissions. There's that
There's too
Chris
many to really
Jericho.
go into. We've got
Well, Chris
so many
Jericho.
Chris's, so
Are
many
they gonna
submission machine men out of there.
yeah, like Chris Jericho, are they gonna pull out the Lion Tamer?
You never wasn't that
Yeah,
anyway. Yeah,
he did the Lion Tamer.
that's true. That's true. Um, they got the yeah, that's the other one that
I
I'm
make
thinking.
I make a wager with you. You want to make a wager right
All
now?
right, let's make a wager.
Okay. Okay, let's do this. One, who do you think's gonna win? And then what submission do you think they'll use to win?
Well, I think, I think Skyler is gonna win, and he's gonna lock in a crippler's crossface.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna hedge my bets here. I'm gonna go with Devin August with a sharpshooter.
Whoa, whoa! Is he even tall enough to lock that in?
Okay. You know what? Yeah, I stick with your gut. That was the first thing I threw out there. Be
Yeah.
confident, Gabagool. Be a confident leader, because that's what the LIM needs. That's my pick. I'm not proud of my pick, but the indecisiveness, right? There's Skylar Reed questioning who he is. Should he use the chair? Always use the chair. Beat the man senseless with the chair.
Yeah.
And we have more matches to discuss. Like you said, there's 8 matches plus a pre-show, so we're talking 9 matches to cover. Double J, what do you think about this match?
I think this is going to be a fun match to watch because we've got BOW taking on Victor Wade. BOW is, he's there's a in a found clip he has declared his neutrality in the current Youth Gone Wild issues with the Freebirds, and most notably as of late he's been going after members of the Undeniable, Maximus specifically among them. So this is just another opportunity for BOW to take out an undeniable member. And the big question here is, Gabagool, will BOW plow Victor Wade, or will he take him to dinner at Captain Dave's first?
Always take them to dinner. We have a lot of lovely treats going on at Captain Dave's Galley, but right now we're talking about the undeniable Slayer BOW. Yeah, take them for a treat, and then take them back to the ring and plow through them. Right?
Exactly. Be a little, aggressive with the BOW. You've got I think this is going to be a very easily handled win for BOW. I mean, they make them look similar size right here, but Victor Wade is about as tall as PX, and that's not very tall if you're paying attention, folks.
Double J, when we make another wager, I'm gonna hedge my bets and I'm gonna go for Victor Wade. Now, why I'm gonna pull for Victor Wade on this one? I think the undeniable are watching BOW and the war path that he's on. If I had to imagine, Aaron Arsenal is probably going to be lurking, right? Because we're talking about the tag champs. This is one half of the RPW tag team champions is in this match. Aaron Arsenal is going to be lurking.
Yeah, but it's BOW. We've seen him just blow through the competition here at RPW. Realistically, every member of the Undeniable can storm the ring, and BOW can headbutt all of them, knocking them unconscious. The only man tall enough to stand up to BOW would be Steve Michaels. And would he really come out and get himself into this when knowing he's got a very tall match later on in the main event that we'll discuss here shortly? No, Steve Michaels is smart because he's a professional. He'll send all the rest of these little undeniable, undesirable cronies out there to get plowed by BOW.
I hope Nuke is listening, because that's a match we'd love to see down the road. BOW taking on Steve Michaels.
Who knows? Maybe that's what we'll see at Kicks on 66.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think they've coined BOW the undeniable Slayer. Maybe after this match, if he is victorious over Victor Wade.
You know what? No, Gabagool, we are coining that. He is the slayer of the undesirables.
So he's gone 2-0 against the undeniable, if my math is correct.
Your geometry is correct.
Okay, fabulous. After spring break, if he's 3-0, then I feel a little more confident.
Maybe
but
we
you're
should go to
saying we're doing-
Vegas and play the odds because you're calling it down the middle here,
I love playing solitaire when I get to the casino. I don't know about you, but you go into the back room on the company computer, they got solitaire downloaded. I never lose any money when I play it. You want to keep talking about matches?
Yeah.
Tell me a match, and I'll pull it
We
up.
after this, we got a singles match here, Gabagool, for
Yeah.
the Outer Limits Championship.
Oh man,
that's not the Outer Limits.
Sorry. We got a lot of matches. We have so many matches. I don't even know which one to click on.
Oh man, yeah, we've got this Outer Limits Championship match between Sam Knight and the Ryan Matthews. This is a match long time in the coming. This match was supposed to happen last month, but for some reason it, did not take place. So here we are, coming off, Sam Knight has been waiting to get his hands on Ryan Matthews because Ryan attacked Knight after he won the #1 contendership. So he's looking to settle the score here and take some more gold away from another undesirable. I mean, just look at that face. It's so like wrinkled and ugly. Like his teeth are white, it's blinding, and he just looks like too much Botox, if you know what I mean.
Well, now you know why I wear my sunglasses, because you can never be too careful when those shiny teeth are glistening, and there's ultraviolet. You know, uh, the thing is too, Double J, it's a double championship match. Sam
Oh.
Knight is the champion
Oh
with
yeah, he is the Battleground Pro Wrestling champion. He's the
that's
BPW heavyweight champion. And yeah, Sam is going announced yesterday, I want to say, is that on this matchup, it is a title for title with the BPW heavyweight championship and Outer Limits championship both at stake here.
here. I'll read you. I was pulling up. That's why I got distracted. All right, here's a breaking news as of yesterday, and I don't know when this will air, but it's still breaking news. Pete Villano, owner of Battleground Pro Wrestling, has confirmed to RPW owner Nuke during a phone conversation that BPW heavyweight champion Sam Knight will put his title on the line April 12th at Rocket Pro Wrestling Spring Break. This contest is now a title for title matchup with BPW heavyweight championship and the RPW Outer Limits championship both at stake. It's a mouthful. It's a match full. We
This is
see Sam Knight come into the ring with a championship because he's a fighting champion. He doesn't cower out and not show up at the last show, the Shamrock Shakedown. Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be a war, that's for sure. And Gabagool, I'm pulling for Sam Knight here. I mean, he just won the BPW Heavyweight Championship. He's coming off of such a huge victory, and he's gonna carry that momentum into this victory. I'm
You
calling it
know,
right now.
I hope everybody comes out and come down to St. Joe's Park. Come in and put a smile on your face because you're going to see a beating of D. Ryan Matthews. Now, I do think that Sam Knight takes the edge in this match because he's got another company's gold around his shoulder, around his waist, representing them. He has to win because if he loses his title at Rocket Pro Wrestling, what does that do to Battleground Pro Wrestling, right?
Yeah, I mean, then they have to book this naked mole rat looking guy.
If he even shows up, what if he just leaves with their heavyweight championship? It puts the pressure on Sam Knight to perform.
But Sam Knight does well under pressure.
He does. This guy's like a diamond in the rough. I'm very excited for this match. Excited to see Sam Knight coming out to Rocket Pro Wrestling again. And Ryan Matthews, make sure you show up. How about everybody likes a good old fashioned contract signing? Ain't that right?
Oh yeah, this is a contract signing that will certainly not go off the rails in any capacity. It'll be very civil. They'll shake hands, maybe hug, and prepare to go through the three stages of hell. We've got this contract signing between Youth Gone Wild and the Freebirds. So during this contract signing, folks, we should learn exactly what the three stages of hell will entail. The three stages of hell means three separate matches. The match will start with one, then the winners from that will then go into the second stage, which is the second match, and it's a winner. It's like essentially a 2 out of 3, best 2 out of 3 match here. If we go into one team winning one match and another winning the other, we go into the third stage of hell here. So, this is going to be this is a combustible match in the making. This is going to be a very combustible contract signing. I mean, Gabagool, talk about, you just had interviews with each of these teams talking about, their issues with each other. Kind of talk us about that with the folks that are listening.
Well, let me start with the Youth Gone Wild. When I interviewed them, and you sit across the table from three menacing badasses, and the numbers were stacked against me, so I had to tread lightly. It's like walking on eggshells. I did ask some questions. I probably could have dug deeper, but I was shitting my pants. Okay, you guys would be too. All right, I digress. A lot was learned in that interview. If you hadn't had a chance to watch it, get over to Rocket Pro Wrestling's YouTube page. You can learn about this rivalry that dates back 12 years. I believe it's about 12 years, over a decade in the making. The Youth Gone Wild, they feel that the Freebirds, this version of the Freebirds, is riding on the coattails of the original Freebirds, which I don't know if I kind of find that hard to believe, right? This you hear the music, Bad Street USA plays. I know the Freebirds are coming out, and these are my Freebirds. It's an honor and a privilege to get to see the Freebirds wrestle in the ring, right? I was too young to go to shows. I wasn't even born yet, when the original Freebirds were around. So this is a treat. So I don't think they're riding on the coattails of the legacy of the Freebirds. I think they're enhancing it and they're continuing it. We'll see
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy Roberts Jr. is a descendant of, he is the Freebirds. That runs in his veins. So it's only makes sense that he gets to continue the legacy and not ride on any coattails. I mean, look at the youth gone wild. If we can say the same thing, they're riding on the coattails of the successful corporation Hot Topic. They're always in there buying out all of their apparel and various belly button rings and sticking them in their face, like Tom Heisman with that lip piercing. And then we got Timu, Creed over here. Can't think of the actor that he looks like because he so they're dumb. All right, they're dumb. And the
Don Cheadle.
Freebird.
He's Timu Don Cheadle. Think
Yeah,
about it.
now I see it. I'm seeing
Because
it
he's
perfectly.
riding on the coattails of Iron Man. I don't know much about Marvel. I should learn more, but it's like I don't know his partner in crime, but and then you got Rat Fink Flywheel. All right, I'm gonna stop talking shit because they're gonna find me at the next interview and they're gonna beat the shit out of me. I take it all back, and I think that the Youth Gone Wild are gonna put the Freebirds through the tables during this
Oh,
contract signing because there's things that are guaranteed in life, right? Double J,
yeah.
spring break in Boca Raton. That's a given. All right.
I heard
Um,
they got a good Costco.
I don't go down there enough. I should go down more. The other thing is uh, contract signing. Somebody always goes through a table, and you look at these gentlemen. You know it. They got it written all over their face, right? What is Tristan Hayes thinking right now in this picture? He's thinking, "Oh boy, man, I can't wait to put Tom Heisman through another table." Right? They did a lot of damage the last time they put him through a table.
That's true. That's true.
And why not get ahead of the three stages of the hell match? They signed the contract, ink is on the paper. Put somebody through a table, beat them down because there's a short time between kicks on six. Oh, sorry, spring break and kicks on 66. Right?
Yeah,
That would
that's
be
very true.
that
All
would
I've
be
got to
my
say
thing.
is Nuke, make sure you hire some competent security guards because we're gonna need it as this is gonna be combustible. And I'm not spineless like Gabagool. Youth gone mild. I ain't afraid of you. If you want to come and fight me, my name is Pat Ackerman, and I live at an undisclosed location that I will tell you so you can come find me and beat me up.
One thing to touch on real quick because you threw it out there, Nuke. Stop hiring security from Wrestle League.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wrestle League has a lot of really competent,
Security guards.
officials and wrestlers. They're not known for their security. They're a jack of all trades type of a place.
Because every time you got one of these security guys that are on the Wrestle League roster, all right, and I'm referring to two people, Rozzy and JVJ, they storm the ring and they beat the hell out of each other. But it's fun. It's all in good fun, run good
They gotta,
contracts.
who's the security guard they need to hire?
Who's that?
He's a very well-respected mall cop, Paul Blart.
Oh, Paul
He'll
Blart,
Paul Blart will
the
come and
legend.
make sure RPW is locked and secured. And he'll allow us to segue into this next match we've got right after here. We've got this match, Gabagool, the Tornado Tag Team Dog Collar match between the Redeemer, Johnny Nye, Rockstar, and Joey Roth taking on the Little Pups, the Fabulous Idols, Damian Gray and John Bowman. And
All
The
right, just these guys are menacing. All right, they come to do a backstage interview. I didn't even know I was going to interview them. They come with their baseball bats, and they scared the ever living. Right there.
oh, they scared you so bad you kind of lost connection there, Gabagool.
These things. I'm trying to get back, John. Hold on.
I see your name. Oh, oh.
I'm back. Woo-hoo, close call. See, I think that Bowman and Gray, they were hacking my server and just to set me straight. But we talk a lot about combustible matches tonight. This one is going to be destructible, right? You got guys with the dog collar match. To my knowledge, this match has never taken place at Rocket Pro Wrestling.
I certainly have never seen one before. And I mean, after almost 2 years of tension amongst the idols and these guys, this has got to be the biggest, winner takes all here. What else they can go, where else they can go from here? I'm baffled. I'm flabbergasted. My gabbers be flasted if, they choose to go into another match based on this. I think no one's coming out of this unscathed.
It's you took the words right out of my mouth. I hate to see our good friend Rockstar Johnny Nye be put in this position, but he almost has to, right?
Yeah, I
He
mean,
has to finish, not the quote Cody Rhodes, but really the story has to be finished, and he has to finish it on his terms. So does Joey Roth. Joey Roth has the opportunity of a lifetime to redeem himself completely.
but will
Um,
he be redeemed? Or will he win this and go back to his Joey Roth ways?
I'm, can you ever really trust him?
That's the biggest question here, Gabagool, is because no matter who is the winner here, what comes next for these men and
Um,
Roxy, I guess.
I'm just really shocked that so Bowman in the backstage interview he called out Joey Roth and Johnny Nye and he said idols versus idols, we're putting an end to this. And then he shouted dog collar match. And I couldn't believe it. And then come to find out the match, it's set. It's happening. I don't think the fans know what to expect in this. If they need to go watch some dog collar matches, there's plenty of them and they're all gruesome. So maybe take the kids to Captain Dave's Galley, all the little children in the front row. It might be time to go get a snack while this match is happening because it's not going to be for the faint of heart, right?
Yeah, just like Damian Gray, it's not going to be pretty.
Do you have a pick for this match?
I always side with the rock star Johnny Nye and by transitive properties, Joey Roth.
My pick is tough, and this is somewhat of a numbers game with Roxy being involved, and Joey, is he loyal to Johnny Nye, right? With
Uh,
Roxy steps in and steps toe to toe with Johnny Nye, will Joey Roth defend Johnny Nye? Will he come to his side or will he take Roxy's side?
I mean, as you're the married man here in the space, what would you turn against your beautiful bride?
No, I'm smart, man.
Not too smart. You lost all your hair, buddy.
All right, all right. Yeah, you got to stand by your lady, but I don't know. You're gonna have a dog collar around your neck, so she could honestly just grab the leash and drag you around the ring. But
I mean, if
um,
you're into that.
yeah, there's a place for everybody. Next match, I can't wait for this one though. I can't even make a pick. I guess my pick is swayed because you've got Roxy Hart. That's the unknown element in this match. Um, Regardless, though, I'm very excited and anticipate a bloodbath.
Yeah, but another highly anticipated match that'll also certainly be a war is the singles match for the Zero Gravity Championship. We've got the notorious Shaq Jordan taking on the Dreambreaker, Aaron Stone. And this match right here, Shaq beat Gunner. He beat the King of the North. And then last month, he beat down Steve during a sit-down interview, and Steve won't be far, and he took Shaq's disrespect very personally, and Stone showed up to Steve's aid, and we've been seeing a very aggressive Aaron Stone this season. I mean, he knocked down Eric Schultz to take that zero gravity championship. And like I said, he came to the defense of Steve last month. Shaq has a new chip on his shoulder. He's got more swagger than ever. But is that swagger gonna be enough to knock the lights out of the Dream Breaker, Aaron Stone? What are your thoughts, Gabagool?
Well, it is a very ultra aggressive Aaron Stone. And I like that you pointed out that Steve is going to be seated at commentary as he always is. He's the voice of Rocket Pro Wrestling. Steve could honestly get into Shaq's head during this match. He's
That's
not far
true.
from him. You can hear Steve's voice echo throughout that arena.
Yeah, yeah.
Steve could actually be very useful in this match. Try to get in Shaq's head. Aaron Stone, all he has to do is hit him one time and hit him just right.
But does Stone need Steve's help? Aaron Stone has not needed anybody's help.
It's true. He's done it all himself. I'm not counting out Aaron Stone. Never have, never will.
But you also
Um,
can't count out Shaq Jordan. The man
that's
has been
right.
a terror, and taking out an RPW favorite and Gunner Brave. Who's to say he won't do it again?
That's true. Yes. So you have a ruthless Aaron Stone, a very aggressive Aaron Stone, and a very calculated Shaq Jordan with all the swagger that he has. It's all the makings of a fantastic match for what's shaping up to be a very prestigious title here in Rocket Pro Wrestling. This is the first season with the Zero Gravity Championship, and this match right here further cements that it's becoming one of the more prestigious titles. So, all in all, can't wait for this one.
Yeah,
Um,
this is match of the year in the making right here.
you're taking Aaron Stone,
Always, always taking Aaron Stone.
and how many other wagers do we got going?
Like six.
All right, I'm gonna lock in my parlay right now.
Oh, you're taking Shaq?
I'm taking Shaq. It's a
Okay.
parlay, so all my picks got to hit.
Oh, well, good luck. There's going to be plenty of hits this spring break. I guarantee that, folks.
The whole show is one big hit, one after another, and they just keep coming and they don't stop coming until you get to this match.
Yeah, we got a four corners strap match between the icon Grin, accompanied by the ringmaster, versus All Day Marche Rocket. Now, Grin beat Shogun. He beat down Shogun and then turned his attention to Marche. You know, Grin released that promo where he's targeting Marche. Didn't like, that the final level like forming as, he's always trying to save Shogun from Marche. And Grin is looking really, he wanted to end the final level so he can have Shogun all to himself. So he's trying to take out Marche so then he can focus on Shogun. And, this is that's no easy task to overcome. Folks, are you either Team Grin or are you Team Marche? What are your thoughts here, Gabagool?
All day, Marche. I'm Team Marche all day. Um, I like that you point out the strategy that Grin has, right? You take out Marche, it's easier to get to Shogun, but taking out Marche is no easy task. It's a very tall task. I think Marche stands at about over 6'5", maybe 6'6".
He's like 8 feet tall, man.
Maybe he could change the light bulb in my garage. I have to get out the step stool every time, but
You need the
regardless,
ladder, man.
well, I'm not good at the ladder. I always fall off and land through a table. It's a
Hey,
dangerous
you
thing.
can't reach up and grab that brass ring.
I can't know. Uh, you got the ringmaster. You've got three rings shenanigans, but I don't really want to call them shenanigans because
Are they even three rings? They're more like a ring and a half
a
now.
ring and a half. Yeah, that's a good point
Is
too.
Machine gonna show up at some point
Yes.
here?
Yes. And who, all right, so let's hypothetically talk this one through. Let's say Machine does show up. Now Marche's got to fight off Grin and Machine, and the ringmaster's lurking around the ring.
But who's to say Shogun won't show up?
Very true. Very true. You get the final level there. They can come together and put up an adequate fight, get the match back on track.
Yeah. All the while, Grin and Marche will physically be connected by this strap. So they can't run away from each other either.
So not only do we have a dog collar match, we also have a strap match. They are going all out for this show.
Yeah.
Man, all right. There's no outside factors. We got the ringmaster there. We know he's going to pull in some distraction, right? So now it's just man to man between Grin and Marche. I got to go Marche.
I have to go Marche as well. I think he's gonna chop the paint right off of Grin's face.
Yes, don't paint your chest for this one. Maybe do paint your chest because then we'll see the green paint fly into the crowd.
That's true.
Grin does have a drink, but we'll get into that a little bit later. He's got a very nice, illustrious cocktail which will be served at the bar. Double J, I think we're heading to the main event.
Yeah, we've got our main event right after this, where we've got simply undeniable Steve Michaels, the champion, the RPW champion, with Damian Saint taking on Max Holiday with J-Beck for the RPW championship. You know, we've got the return of the Hollywood icons. Pinkies up, folks. You know, J-Beck has a history here with Max Holiday. They are the Hollywood icons. J-Beck has managed Max Holiday. You know, it's something to note that Joey Roth was a part of this faction as well at one point. So who's to say he might not make an appearance here, but J-Beck was rehired by Nuke. J-Beck is here and putting his career on the line. He's putting all of his laurels and betting on Max Holiday to beat Steve Michaels. If Max can't dethrone Steve Michaels, J-Beck is retiring. J-Beck is unsainted and thinking more clearly than ever. And he's got one hell of a friend coming to his aid. This might be Steve Michaels' toughest challenge yet in Max Holiday. You know, former three-time SCW World Heavyweight Champion, as well as longest reigning SCW Heavyweight Champion.
Travis T's best friend.
Travis T's best friend. Look at that.
I appreciated you bringing up, and it's been nice. You know, J-Back the Paycheck's been posting some nostalgic photos of the Hollywood icons. There they are with my childhood hero, Rion Skills.
Rion hasn't aged a day.
No, like a fine wine. The man is timeless. And look at that logo. It's kind of cut off because my camera is a piece of shit.
Hollywood icon.
Hollywood.
Jens die icons forever.
I do like that you pointed out. That's Joey Roth. Hold on. Now you can see him.
Oh my God. He hasn't aged a day. He just grew his hair out and got a larger belly. But that's neither here nor there. We all have.
It's a sign of the times. We're having a great time, donkey. Think about it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of history with the Hollywood icons. It's good to see J-Back finally remember who he truly is.
Yeah.
It's a shame that he had to get his ass basically buried in St. Joe's Park Cemetery. But he's back. He's got his friend here to his aid. And his friend, Max Holiday, I hope he can help protect his job.
I mean, if anyone can do it, I have to put, again, my money here is on Max Holiday. If there's anybody that can beat Steve Michaels, it's a man with a boot named Sue.
How about that boot named Sue? He almost took off Damian Saint's head back at Shamrock Showdown. Did you catch that?
I would have caught Saint's head if he was able to connect with that boot.
Wouldn't that be something? Like some guys throw their shirts or their hats out into the crowd.
It's like catching the bouquet at a wedding. If you catch Saint's head after it's kicked off by a boot named Sue, you get WrestleMania tickets, folks.
No shit. I thought you get promoted to be the next RPW general manager.
I mean that too, but you're also going to WrestleMania, folks.
Hey, I'll take, either one, whichever comes first. This might be one of the biggest matches. I'm not going to say might be. I think this is Steve Michaels' greatest test. He faced off against Marche last month, but this is even bigger stakes, right? The undeniable want to do away with J-Beck.
Yeah, they're really looking to get them out of there, but
So there's more than just defending your RPW championship. There's also your boss, Damian Saint, which we all know Damian Saint, he's the boss of the undeniable, even though Steve Michaels the champion. Saint's got to be the boss. He's the leader of this group. He's got to be putting the pressure on Michaels like, hey, you've got to win. You got to bring home the gold, and you need to win so we can get rid of J-Beck.
also Michaels is putting the pressure on Damian Saint. I mean, remember when they interfered last month in his match with Marche? You saw how visibly upset Steve Michaels got when he felt that he had Marche beat. And the undeniable came out and interfered, thus granting the victory, though, to Marche while Steve Michaels retained. Remember that, folks.
Yeah,
That
no, I'm glad you pointed that out, and I think there's frustration from Steve Michaels because people calling him a paper champion, saying
exactly.
that he can't
And
do it without the undeniable, and then the people have the audacity to call me a paper champion because I haven't defended the LIM beer drinking championship, but I did against you. We tied. It's
yeah,
all relative. It's all in relation.
yeah, it, yeah. But anyway, the question here is, Gabagool, will somebody please get Max Holiday some strippers?
We can work on that.
I think we can work on that. But what one hell of a card we have for spring break here, Gabagool.
I can't wait, Double J. I mean, well, who's your pick? This is the last pick. This is for
I
my
already cemented it. I'm going Max Holiday.
my 8 leg parlay. All right, I'm taking Max Holiday as well. So we'll review all that. We'll lock
Pinkies
in
up, folks.
Pinkies up, Hollywood icons. We'll lock in that bet over here at the Little Caesar Sportbook, and we'll go from there. We'll see how it works out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not time to close the tab on the episode. I think I got one more thing left for you.
Okay. Hit me with it.
Double J, we've had a lot of fun on this episode. I think it's time, real quick. I'm going to do an interview. I know you've been waiting for this, buddy.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to do an interview.
I should have worn my nice Blackhawk shirt for this.
Well, that'll do. That'll do.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
I'm going to need you for this interview. All right. This is Who Wants to Be a Consigliere. Okay.
All right,
Uh,
yeah, I've been waiting. I'm ready for this opportunity, and yeah, I'm ready. Hit me with those questions you have for me, Gabagool. I feel
well,
like I've
I, I appreciate your eagerness, but I'm not going to hit you with any questions. I'm going to have you hit the button to let our interviewee, our applicant, into this here call. Okay, so she can be interviewed.
well, is so that's why this person's been trying to join the whole show. I thought they
What do you think? You thought? What do you think?
I
That's your first problem, Double J. Don't be thinking. You're overthinking it.
okay. I guess I'll let them in. This is not exactly what I was expecting, but okay.
Well, that's all right. You got to expect the unexpected, Lil McGee. How are you?
Hi.
Are you ready to play Who Wants to Be a Consigliere?
I think I am.
Question number one. At spring break, what kind of fantastic treats can we expect from Captain Gabe's Galley, which you will be serving up?
Yes, so first off, we have Max Holidays, a drink named Sue, which will be Jim Beam and cola, and a $5 commemorative cup. So the drink and the cup will all be $5. So you get a nice souvenir cup and you get a nice tasty beverage. Next up is the Grin, which will be rum, blue curacao, OJ, pineapple juice. Also will be $5 in a commemorative cup. And then the exciting treat that we'll have is the Bearsco sticks for Steve Michaels. I'm very excited to try these. I love Bosco sticks, but they're Bearsco sticks.
Fantastic. I can't wait to fill my belly with all these tasty treats. How about you, Double J? You gonna indulge in some Bearsco sticks?
Yeah, I can't wait to eat some Bearsco sticks. It's gonna be a great time.
Delicious, delicious treats. Well, little McGee, I'll tell you this. Great answers. You show a lot of potential of a future consigliere, but one thing I gotta say, you'd never be my consigliere because I seen the way you looked. You had a look on your face during the last podcast when I suspended PX. You had a look like you wanted to say something, but you held back. Do you got anything else you want to say? You want to say to me, the leader of the LIM? Go ahead.
Actually, I do,
Okay.
Tony Gabagool. I don't appreciate how you've treated Pat because, to be honest, I don't really feel like you've done much to become the leader of LIM. Um, to be honest, you've made Pat do all the work and you set him up for failure with the belts. If it hadn't been for you drinking at um, the movie premiere, you wouldn't have lost the belts. It wouldn't have been an issue. Pat wouldn't be in the situation he is right now. We're really good friends. He's been through a lot this year, and you're just putting him through more shit. And to be honest, I don't think that's very leader-like of you. You're acting more like a Italian mafia boss.
Well, you know who I am. I'm Tony freaking Gabagool from the Cold Cut family. And let me tell you something, little McGee. Yes, maybe you got to study up on the lore of the LIM because he passed the torch to me because he couldn't handle being leader. Ain't that right, Double J?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
passed it to me. And I do him a favor and make him my right hand man. But guess what? I got two left hands. I don't need him anymore. That's why I'm looking for a new consigliere. So, yes, I do understand. PX had a rough year, but haven't we all? Right? I don't like odd years. I'm an even year kind of guy.
Well, to be quite frank, not to quote Frank, but I don't really think you'd be much without the belt.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I don't intend on losing this belt anytime soon. So if you're insinuating that I'm going to lose it, then you got another thing coming.
Well, I think the ball's in somebody else's court to challenge you to the belt, and I have no doubt that they will beat you because they're just that awesome and they have the potential and they are something without the belt than they are with the belt.
If you're talking about the guy who has the pot of gold, I know my best friend Double J would never cash in that pot of gold against me.
I don't know. He took it from me. I
He
saw it
did.
first.
He did. You got to be quicker than that, kid. Not this time around. Double J, good job. Little McGee, you got anything else you want to get off your chest, or is that about it?
I think I said everything on my chest.
Well, let me get you caught up to speed because I still don't think you know who PX is as a person. So maybe go onto our YouTube page. You know, you can see some of PX's highlights, right? That's the kind of leader he was. You know who the top fan is?
Open.
That's the top fan choking out his brother over the belt, right? How many people have I choked out since I've held this belt? Think about it. Think about it. Or this time, right? When he infiltrated our chat, when we were trying to do the right thing and get him out of here. He impersonated the simp, right? There's a lot you don't know about PX.
Open this.
I mean, I followed the top fan era, but there's a lot of good in Pat. But you've only been leader for a little while and you're already having heelish vibes. So I think I was right when he was top fan and told him to give you a knuckle sandwich. And I would do it again.
Baby Greca, are you hearing this? It's blasphemy. It's blasphemy. Well, Lil McGee, since you're in the kitchen and that's a good place for you, why don't you start working on my knuckle sandwich? Guys, I've had about enough of this. This episode, it just went off the rails, and I'm kind of, frankly, I'm quite tired of it. So I got better things to do.
Well, folks, that was just gonna close the tab on this episode. Double J out.